Hey guys, it's JoJo93. This week we got a brand new episode of The Flash, and with it, we got an amazing episode. There were some issues with it, but which we'll get to in a minute. But this one got lots of reveals and lots of surprises. So entitled Flash Episode 3 of Season 9 is titled War of the Rogues. Now this was great because we got two rogues facing off against each other, which we'll get to later in the review. So this episode, we got to see a couple different things. We get to see Caitlin's, well, not Caitlin, we get to see Daniel Panabaker's character, which I forget her name. I think Cleon is getting closer with her earthly element of being connected to the weather and everything. So they're kind of going to sky high, a little bit of Poison Ivy with her. Pretty interesting. One of the least interesting segments of this episode, but still interesting. Iris and Barry are kind of going through this episode trying to, do as much as they can before the baby comes. So that's pretty cool. And I was very interested to see what they do with that. I thought it was very well handled. It was fun. It was a fun little segment. The weakest segment of this episode is the Chester and Allegra segment. Will they, won't they get together? They danced, they kissed, but they're in this, drama, will they, won't they, typical CW nonsense, which was not very good, but it was okay. The best thing about this is we get to hear that the tech that's being stolen by the new rogues is actually Wayne Tech, and then they call and they find out that Batwoman is missing, which we'll get to her later in the episode, but this is a pretty important piece of information. So then Barry has to figure out his own rogues team, because basically the bad guys want to steal a treadmill that could change all of reality and change different timelines and all that craziness. So the Flash, who fucks up timelines, is trying to save timelines from being fucked up. So this was a pretty interesting revelation. So all the rogues so Barry gets his rogue team. You get Chillblaine, aka Magic Mike Jr. You get his fire buddy that nearly volcanic everything, and you get Goldface, aka Daddy Loves the Metal, which is fun, and then you get Hartley Rathaway, so aka the Pied Piper. So it was cool to see all those characters. I love the chemistries they had. And then, Barry and them kind of have a problem, and they don't really know how they're feeling. But then Barry has to Barry, without his choice, the villains figure it out, and the criminals figure it out, and they reveal Barry's identity to Goldface. And then when they all connect it, then they all go in, fight, try and get their devices, but Chillblaine betrays them because he's working for the rogues. So each of these rogues gives a unique personality. Each of them gets a fight. Fiddler's kind of flirty and wants to get with the one guy with the fire they're fighting, the volcano one, because he's basically a Nine Inch Nails fan, and they're both into the same band, and that was cool seeing the musical connections there. I really enjoyed that. And then you got Captain Boomerang is facing off against I believe it was Hartley, if I remember correctly, and then Chillblaine saves him. So everyone kind of gets their own face up, and then at the end, it comes down to Barry versus Chillblaine, and then the whole team's ready to face off against this other team. But the teams are getting even, they're getting ready to do battle and go crazy, and there is some great hand-to-hand combat fight scenes in this episode. I really did enjoy it. And then, out of nowhere, the Red Death appears, and apparently the Red Death is so fast that they take out everybody on Barry's team, including him, and even says, "You're still not fast enough, Flash," with their awesome voice. And then at the end, we find out Chillblaine's told that he doesn't get to help, that Red Death won't help Frost until the very, very end of their plan. And we learn that the Red Death is none other than Javicia Leslie, a.k.a. Batwoman, from another potential Earth or timeline. This was pretty good, guys. I liked this episode. I highly recommend. I'm going to give this episode a 9.5 out of 10. It was a very good episode. I enjoyed it. I have a couple issues, but overall it was a really good episode. And that shit at the end was fucking crazy, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.